Good morning, YouTube. It still might be morning, but it might be noon. But anyway, I'm still at Forest Hills Union Cemetery in Vandalia, and here's a garden right here, Magnolia. This is right on the southern edge of the cemetery. Right here, this is section 3 of Forest Hills Union Cemetery. It's Nicklin Avenue over there. The Veterans Memorial Park, which I made a video of earlier, right over there. So this is section 3 of Forest Hills Union Cemetery. So E.D., the Doggenhart family, E.D., possibly Edward Doggenhart, Anna Doggenhart. This is a real pretty grave right here. I'm not exactly sure what this is called, but I'm not an expert on that, but it don't matter. So here the Priest family, Harry C., Laura, Ruthie. I believe these have to do with the Doggenhart family too in front. Nellie, Fred, Mother Caroline, Edith, Peter Bush family or Peter Bush family. Somebody needs to put that back on that thing right there. Redder Bush family, I believe. Yeah, Redder Bush family. So this is a really pretty cemetery right here. Dorothy Crodinger right there. Robert C. Calendar. It doesn't mention World War II veteran, but you can probably assume that it's a high probability here given his date of birth. Calendar or Colander or however it's pronounced. But Jacob Lauser, another German name. You could see the German heritage really all over this area. Ida Homan Lauser, Robert C. Calendar, Freeman, Rosella and John, Cowley, M. Lauser. The German heritage here is very common. Another German last name, Hecker, Charles W. and Ruth Freeman. So obviously Ruth Freeman Hecker right here. Copper Beech, another tree that was donated right here to the cemetery. Right here, Morrow family. Right here, Thompson family. I'm assuming James Morrow, May family, possibly Morrow or Savala. Actually, it could be. Those could be the, actually those will be the Morrow graves right there. In front of this I think is the Thompson right here. Elnora Bennett right here. Yeah, Bennett right here. Benson C. Bennett. Benson and Bennett. So yeah, your last name almost matched your first name, almost matched your last name to a T. Robert Thompson, first and last name almost matched to a T right there with Benson Bennett. Robert C. Thompson, Jane McKee Thompson, William Conway, Rebecca Conway Summers, Rachel Good, William Good or Good, Cummins family, Arthur Cummins, World War I veteran, right here. If there's any of them alive, there's very, very, very few. Cummins family right here. Right here, Jacob Cummins, Anna Cummins, Helen Cummins right here. Another World War I veteran, Furman H. Gunnert, right here, World War I veteran, Private 107 Spruce, SO. Elna Gunnert, right here. She lived a long time, married. She became married much later in life, too, than what a lot of people used to. She would have been 46 when she got married. Back in those days, people married a lot younger, but I guess there was exceptions for whatever reason. Furman H. Gunnert, right here. Lela M. Gunnert. Franklin S. Gunnert. Laura B. Gunnert. Ernest Red Nebo, I'm not sure how that's pronounced, but Red Nebo family right here. Bugs are really bad right now. Harold B. Rebno. Yeah, they're just swarming everywhere right now. Forrest Earl White. Mullen family, Hill family, Newt, and Jerty. I made some videos down there earlier. Nicklin Avenue, further south of there. This is right on the edge of the cemetery. Although there's another section that you don't really know about that I'm going to show you guys. Bertha M. Patty, Frank Lavrell, Herbert. You can, I don't know if you guys can see the bugs, but they're really bad right now. Licklider family. John, Louisa, and George. So John, obviously, their son, obviously. Young family right here. Strickland, Blaine, Goldie, Margaret Young, Bertha A. Lynn, Hart family, Paul. Ellen, I don't know how many of these are all related to each other because they're all pretty close together. Hart family, Bert O. Lynn, James A. Rice, G.H. Pecker, Young Lynn right there. George H. White, Mary D. White, Florka family, Charlie and Hannah, Staley family, Verg and Edna. That's an interesting name because Verg, normally most people name Virgil, but I'm not exactly sure the origin of the last name Verg. McClay family, Samuel Jr., Samuel Sr., Sarah and Forrest. Right there, Staley family, which I showed that already. Danford Grave, William and Mary. Jenkins family, Katie and Austin. Agnes Stephan Gerton, Regola, Nora, Ruth James, Zempfer family, John Perry, Hazel J. Stephen Wolf, Bessie D. Zempfer, Amelia Collins, right here. John 3:16 grave, parents of Charlene, Deborah, Julie. I'll get a view of the other side of that here. Morrow family, Virginia and Earl, they were just buried here in the last several years. There's John 3:6. They have the John 3:16 on the other side, which we all know what that means. Nobody has to explain what that means unless you've been living in a cave your entire life and never came out. But Morrow family, so that's their picture right there. Here's Earl's grave right here, World War II veteran. He would have been born about 2 years before my grandpa would have been. Clarence H. Morrow, Carolyn Jenkins right here, Jenkins family, Lerna Clyde. I'm going to do a little bit more of the back of that one grave first. Rose Herpetiu, Merty Zempfer. So parents of Charlene, Deborah, and Julia right here. Clarence Morrow, Carolyn Jenkins, William C. Bayman family, Rose Bayman. Thomas Bayman family, Gladys N. Fox, Roy E. Apple, J. Carl Fox, Virginia E. Apple, William A. Fox, Florence A. Brandel, Hauser, and the Graham family, Arthur and Claire. It's really a shame the bugs are so bad right now, but I'm finding a way to get through it. For the older people that watch this video, you might want to wait till it gets a little bit colder to come out here, because all over the area the bugs are really bad right now. Lillian Hall Coots, Father U.S. Schinkel, Samuel E. Warner, Kaisenwetter family, or Kaisenwetter, Carmen L. Arnold right there, Clara L. Lloyd, so obviously possibly her mother right there, because I think also back in those days people had kids a lot younger than what they do now, because people obviously grew up a lot earlier at a younger age. Back in those days, you hear stories from people, it's not uncommon to be considered a boy or a man at 12 or 14 years old. Clifford M. Utterback, World War II Navy, right here. Utterback, there's Clifford right there. His wife Ruth, Heater family right there. Baseball diamond between, I believe that access drive is the other side of the cemetery, but I'm not for sure on that. Heather family right here, or Heater family, William and Marjorie. Been scratching myself a little bit even though I got a hat on, because like I said, the bugs are really ferocious right now. I wish they weren't, but they're not gonna let up anytime soon till it gets cold again. Lewis family, Morton family, Pauline Morton, Mary K, and I guess Clifford G. So looks like Fisher family right here. Yeah, this is unfortunately what doesn't help the bugs that stand in water right here. I mean, that gets in those little pots and it just really wreaks havoc with you. Ferry right here, Jeremiah Ferry, Ludima right here. Elmriah B. Hardy, Gillespie right here, William and Lucia, and Lucio or Lucia. Charles W. Catherine O. Schmidlap, that's obvious, that's another German last name. I don't think I've ever heard of that last name ending with that, but Schmidlap. Coster family again. Yeah, the bugs are just really ferocious right now. It's Reese family, Clifford and Dessa. Another German last name, Schwar Luke, right here. Collins Julia, right here. Yeah, be prepared if you come out here because the bugs are really ferocious right now. Reese family, Adeline and Rowan, Sims family, Henry and Anna. And also, this is my two previous trips, the one last summer and the one last Saturday. This is my first trip I've made on a weekday. It's Friday as I'm making these videos. I had a special reason for coming up on a Friday. It was because of the school situation, which I'll let you guys watch that in our video. I'm not going to really comment too much on that in this video. Right here, George M. Carter. And I'm thinking that tree line right there is going to be a good ending point for this video right here. And Coomer family right here. Or Carrie Warner. Yeah, I think that, well, I'm going to let this one run for a few minutes. I'm going to end this one here momentarily in a few minutes. Get right over there. That'll be a good ending point for this video. Apple, George and Caroline W. Apple. Frederick family, World War I veteran is David Frederick. His wife, Lavina M. Smith family, Carl Wayne, Evelyn Reese, Prosser family, another German last name. Yeah, you can really see the German heritage all over this cemetery, which you'll find that at almost any cemetery in this area. But Tracy Atkins, Miller family, another German last name. Charles and Harriet, Nellie M. Akins, Reed family right here. Albert C. Winks, Klingon family, James and Annie. And I'll say this much, the people have been very gracious in this town as far as allowing me to plug in, because I asked the cemetery lady if I could charge up one of my camera batteries, and she was very gracious, you know, about it. They don't treat you up here like they do in Dayton, which is like a piece of crap, you know. The people up in these smaller towns, they have a little bit more courtesy and common sense. French family, Stephen G. and Mary E. I lead kindly light amid the encircle and gloom, lead thou me on. Very pretty graven memorial right there. Klingon family. So I really don't know how many more videos I'm gonna do up here. I can't rule out the possibility of another trip up here, mainly because of the school situation, because I really want to get some video of when they're destroying the schools with the excavators. But I talked about that in a couple other videos, and I'll probably make another one about Bennett Junior High later on. Guard family, Myrtle Guard, John H. Guard, Margaret Guard, G.O.W. Aspinall. The G.E.O. I think was George, so my mistake when I mentioned G.E.O. earlier. Those stood for George, I believe. Johnny Thomas, Father Edwa Puthoff, and Hannah Puthoff. And you can see kind of a dividing line, Leedy right here. So that's probably going to be my ending point for this video. Leedy family right here, Frank, Edna, Spillman family right here. So this was section 3. It might continue on further that way. I'll find out here momentarily, but that's it for this one. Well, I'm gonna do these right here, Clementine Grosvenor, then I'm gonna end it right at that tree right there. So there's still space available here. Pearl E. Drellin, Donovan family, James Sullenberger, and right at this tree, this will be the ending point. Infant Richard, son of Bonnie and Patricia. Man, I don't know how old Richards lived for. Might have died the same day. But anyway, right here is going to be the ending point for this one. Jillian Lane Thomas. This might be infant section, but that's it for this one.